Children, today we're going to describe about a topic from the biology. It is very important and it is a very core topic of the biology. Okay, the topic is what? The living matter. Okay, do you have any idea about living matter? Yes, because you and me are living matters. No, we are humans, and the other animals and plants are belongs to living matters. Why? We are life. We have a life. Okay, so we are living. Because of that, we are called as living matters. Okay, but the thing is, when we study biology, we have to know the real definition of the living matters and what is the meaning of the life. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Okay, you know, when we consider the biology, okay, biology is the study of the life, because simply we can explain the subject called biology is the study of life. Okay, so you give me some example about the living matter and non-living matter. That means we know living matters, that means humans, animals and the plants are living matters. But when we consider the desks or television, radios, okay, the things, everything belongs to non-living matter. Why? They don't have life. Okay, so what does it mean to be alive? Because life is a very complex concept, because we cannot simply explain that. Nobody explains life simply. Okay, so according to the biology, scientists have proposed major 7 characteristics of the life. Okay, because those 7 characteristics of the life determines the life. Okay, that means if someone has those characteristics, so then we consider that matter as a living thing or living object. Okay, so you can see there are 7 characteristics of life. Okay, no single characteristics is enough to describe a living thing, because sometimes some living things they have 1, 2 or more characteristics. So we have to consider the all characteristics when we describe a living thing. Okay, normally according to the biology we have 7 major characteristics. Okay, they must have all 7. Okay, so we will discuss step by step. Okay, my children, the first one is, we are saying, because in the previous lesson we have already discussed about the cells. Now we know the living organisms are created by 1 or more cells. Okay, living things are made of cells. It is the first characteristics when we describe a living thing. The second one is what? Living things reproduce. What is the meaning of that? Normally we know when you become adult, you are getting married and then you produce your own next generation. That means you produce your children. That means you produce your sons and your daughters. Okay, that means normally, okay, in human we reproduce our next generation. Okay, so it is another characteristics of the living things. Now we describe 2. The first one is all living things are made of cells, living cells, and the next one is living things are reproducing. That means they are producing their next generation. Okay, the third one is what? Living things grow and develop. We know. Okay, imagine. Okay, I think you remember. Okay, in your early stages of the life, you are very small. Sometimes you cannot talk. Okay, why? So you are small. That means you have not grown. But now when you come to this class, you can see now where are you now? That means you are become developed. Why? Why? The reason is you are a living matter or living thing. Okay, it is a basic characteristics of the living matter. That way, living things are growing. Okay, with the time, it can grow, it can become large or it can become big. Okay, simply I can explain, it can become big. Living things grow and grow. Okay, let's see what is the fourth one. The fourth one is what? Living things obtain and use materials and energy. Normally, because if you consider a stone or rock, okay, they don't need any foods, okay, to survive. But we, unlike with the rocks and stones, because we cannot stay without having foods. No, you can see. I know even now some of the students are suffering. That means they are trying to eat something, because I have seen some students, they are trying to eat. Yes, okay. But here is a class, we have to concentrate for the lesson. Okay, please. Okay. So now, according to the four characteristics, living things obtain and use materials and energy. Here, we refer as the materials mean what? If we consider us, if we consider human, we refer materials as foods. But if you refer for any animals like cat or dog, we call them as feeds. Okay, normally we use foods or materials and energy. That we normally, when we eat foods, okay, through our metabolic process inside our human body, it generates energy. What? Why? Sorry, why? Why? Because we need energy. Okay, to survive, because there are so many organs inside our body like heart, brain, some pancreas, stomach, because they all need energy to run up. Okay, to do their functions properly. So our human body and the other animals, they require energy. So to require energy, we have to eat. That means we take materials, so foods, to produce energy. So it is another characteristics of the living things. Okay, the fifth characteristic is saying what? Always living things respond to their environment. What is the meaning of that? It means if somebody call you when you are sitting inside the class, if somebody call you from outside, always you get your attention to that person. Why? There is a signal is coming from outside to you, so then you are turning your face and then you will inquire who is that. Okay, so it is the characteristics of a living thing. That means living things respond to their environment. That means if somebody call you from outside, always you are trying to answer to the person. Why? That means you are still. It means you are active. That means you have a continuous process. That means you have a life. That means always if you have a signal or stimuli from outside, you are trying to respond to it. Okay. So there are so many stimuli. Okay, there are so many stimuli. Okay, imagine if you see a tiger or a snake, always you are trying to run. Why? Because you are afraid from them. Okay, so you are trying to escape from them. Okay, to survive. So always you are trying to run. No, if you see a tiger or if you see a snake. Okay, so why? You are a living thing. So you are always respond to outside environment or to different types of signals. Okay, the sixth one is what? Living things maintain a stable internal environment. What is the meaning of that? It is somehow complex, but I will explain to you clearly and simply. Okay. So normally living things are trying to maintain a stable internal environment. Why? Because always we know we have different types of organs and parts. They have different types of functions. These functions, okay, should be done according to a regular format or according to a regular system or according to a regular curriculum. Okay, to do those functions in regular way, always our body or the living things should maintain a stable internal environment. Okay, for an example, if you eat sugar plenty, what will happen to you? Then in a short time you become a diabetic patient. Okay, but we have metabolic activities. We have different types of mechanisms to reduce our blood sugar level. When you eat plenty chocolates or when you eat plenty toffees or candies, okay, your sugar level inside the blood stream is become increased. But body has its own special functions or mechanisms to reduce those excess amount of sugar level up to the normal range. Okay, we have an enzyme called what? We have a hormone called what? Insulin. When excess amount of sugar available inside the blood stream, always our pancreas, the organ called pancreas, can release the hormone called what? Insulin. So these insulin hormone can reduce the blood sugar level or blood glucose level. So it is an example for how to maintain a stable environment inside our body. So so we call it as what? Homeostasis. Okay, that means living things are always trying to maintain a stable environment. Okay, so seventh one, that means last one is what? Okay, taken as a group, living things change over time, because it is really simple. We know always, if you look at on your face when you was child, and also if you see your face from the mirror now, you can see how you have been changed. Why? That means you are changing from time to time. Okay, you know, I will explain to you. A scientist called Charles Darwin, he brought a new concept. Okay, and then he introduced the new concept called evolution. Okay, we know evolution is what? Always that living things are changing their characteristics and behaviors. Okay, with the time goes, because we have a lesson about evolution. We will describe it in the later topic. Okay, so here you have to know that always with the time living things are changed, because you know always when the time is going, we are also become old. Okay, we are become elderly people. Okay, sometimes after 20 or 30 years later, okay, you will become a grandpa or grandfather or grandma or grandmother, okay, for your next generation. Okay, so we know that means living things are changing over the time. That means always with the time our metabolic process